I stood on the observation deck of the *Centauri Ascendant *, my 4 upper limbs folded neatly against my thorax, my lower limbs rooted to the cool metallic floor. The ship hummed beneath me, a steady pulse of energy that vibrated through my exoskeleton. Beyond the crystalline viewport, the galaxy sprawled in a tapestry of light, stars flickering like the bioluminescent algae of my homeworld, Kazethra. The swirling arms of nebula painted the void in hues of violet and amber, a sight that never failed to stir my spiracles with awe. I was Vrix, second observer of the Kazethran collective, tasked with cataloguing the uncharted edges of our dominion. My people had mapped countless systems, tamed wild planets, and bent the laws of physics to our will. We were the pinnacle of order, a civilization that thrived on precision and harmony. The crew moved around me, their segmented bodies clicking softly as they adjusted instruments and chittered in low tones. My adjutant, Kazess, approached, her antenna twitching with the subtle rhythm of curiosity. "Second observer," she said, her voice a melodic hum through the translator embedded in my skull. "We've detected an anomaly at the fringe of Sector 7 Alpha. A cluster of systems emitting irregular signals. It doesn't match any known species signatures." I tilted my head, my compound eyes narrowing. Irregular how? Erratic energy pulses, primitive electromagnetic waves, and something else. It's faint, but it feels deliberate. Like a beacon or a warning. Kazess's mandibles clicked, a sign of unease. She was young, barely past her third molt, but sharp. I trusted her instincts. "Set a course," I replied, my voice steady despite the ripple of intrigue running through me. "Let's see what dares to disrupt the silence." The *Ascendant* shifted, its engines thrumming as we slipped into the void. I watched the stars blur past, my mind drifting to the tales of my youth, stories of the great expansion, when the collective first reached beyond Kazethra. We'd encountered others, the gelatinous traders of Voon, the crystalline philosophers of Sithra, even the warlike Draxul, who'd bent to our will after a brief, decisive conflict. All had their place in the galactic tapestry, their borders neatly etched into our maps. But beyond Sector 7 Alpha, the map ended. A jagged line marked the edge of known space, and beyond it, nothing. No one spoke of it. No one questioned it. It was simply the end. As we approached the anomaly, the signals grew louder, a chaotic symphony of static and rhythm. The crew's chittering grew tense, their movements jerky. I stood at the helm, my eyes fixed on the viewport as a blue-green planet slid into view. It was small, unremarkable, its surface scarred with patches of brown and green, shrouded in wisps of white. A single moon orbited it, pale and pockmarked. Primitive, I thought. Barely worth a footnote. Life signs detected, Kazess reported, her antenna quivering. Carbon-based, oxygen-breathing. Multiple population centers, technological level, inconsistent. Some regions show fusion energy, others barely harness fire. I clicked my mandibles in dismissal. A fractured species then, likely warring tribes or scavengers clinging to ruins. Prepare a probe. I want a full scan before we move on. The probe launched with a soft hiss, streaking toward the planet. I expected little, a curiosity to log and forget. But as the data streamed back, my spiracles tightened. The planet teemed with activity, sprawling cities of metal and glass, vehicles darting across its surface, and above, a web of satellites spinning in orbit. Yet there were contradictions, vast stretches of wilderness, crude tools alongside advanced machines. It made no sense. Second observer, Kazess said, her voice tight, the probes picking up transmissions. "They're speaking." "Play it," I ordered. A cacophony erupted from the console, harsh guttural sounds interwoven with softer tones. The translator whirred, struggling to keep up. Words emerged: asterisk war, asterisk, asterisk peace, asterisk, love, asterisk, asterisk hate, asterisk. A flood of emotions, raw and unfiltered. I recoiled, my antenna flattening. What are they? Cazes hesitated. The signals call them humans. Humans. The word felt alien on my tongue, sharp and clumsy. I'd never heard it, yet it carried a weight I couldn't place. They're noisy, I said, masking my unease. Primitive and loud, likely no threat to the collective. Log the coordinates and prepare to depart. But before Kliss could respond, a shadow crossed the viewport. I turned, my eyes widening, as a vessel emerged from behind the planet's moon. It was crude, a patchwork of metal plates and glowing conduits, nothing like the sleek elegance of the asterisk, ascendant asterisk. Yet it moved with purpose, its engines flaring as it closed the distance. Unidentified craft approaching, a crew member chirped, panic edging his tone. No response to hails. Shields up, I snapped. Prepare countermeasures. The human ship stopped, hovering just beyond our reach. A light blinked on its hull, and then a voice, rough, unmodulated, cutting through our systems like a blade. This is the asterisk, UNSS Endurance asterisk. You're in human space. State your intentions. I froze. They'd bypassed our encryption, spoken directly into our network. Impossible. I am Vrix, second observer of the Kraz, the Thran collective, I replied, forcing calm into my voice. We seek only knowledge, we mean no harm. Then laughter, deep and rolling, echoing through the deck. Knowledge, huh? Fair enough. Stay where you are, we're coming aboard. Nast the humans arrived in a shuttle that looked like it might collapse under its own weight. 3 of them stepped onto our deck, their soft fleshy bodies clad in bulky suits. No exoskeletons, no natural armor, just fragile skin and strange expressive faces. The leader, a female with dark hair tied back, removed her helmet and grinned, showing teeth. I suppressed a shudder. Predators, I thought. I'm Captain Mara Reyes, she said, her voice carrying a warmth that clashed with her sharp gaze. Welcome to the neighborhood. I inclined my head, keeping my limbs still. I am Vrix. Your presence here is unexpected. Our maps show this region as unclaimed. Reyes raised an eyebrow, a gesture I didn't understand. Unclaimed. Buddy, this is Earth, been ours for a while now. Earth. Another jagged word. I glanced at Kliss, who was recording every detail, her antenna trembling. Your technology is inconsistent, I said, testing her. Primitive in places, advanced in others. How do you maintain cohesion? She laughed again, a sound that grated on my senses. We fight, we build, we break stuff, then build it again better. That's humanity for you. Her casual tone irked me. The collective thrived on order, on unity. This chaos was beneath us. And yet you challenge us, I said. Your vessel is no match for ours. Reyes' grin faded, replaced by something harder. Maybe not, but we've got a knack for punching above our weight. Care to test that? The air thickened with tension, the crew shifting behind me. I clicked my mandibles, signaling restraint. We seek no conflict, I said. Only understanding. Good choice, she replied, her tone lightening. Stick around, you might learn something. They stayed for hours, wandering the asterisk, ascendant asterisk, with a boldness that unnerved me. Reyes spoke of Earth's history, wars that scarred its surface, machines that split atoms, a species that clawed its way from caves to the stars. Her words were wild, untamed, painting a picture of a people who thrived on defiance. I listened, my mind spinning. They were primitives. Yes, but there was something else, a spark I couldn't name. Kliss approached me later, her eyes gleaming. Their ship's scans show where, she said. Repairs on repairs. It shouldn't fly, yet it does. Resourcefulness, I muttered, the word tasting bitter. A trait of the desperate, or the determined, she countered, surprising me. I said nothing, turning back to the viewport. Earth loomed below, its lights pulsing like a living thing. Days passed, and the humans lingered. They shared food, strange, messy concoctions they called, tacos, and stories of their exploits. I watched, detached, cataloguing their quirks. They laughed too loud, moved too fast, argued over nothing. Yet their ship remained, a silent challenge to our superiority. Then it happened. A distress signal pierced the silence, sharp and urgent. Not from Earth, but from a Kraz-Thrun outpost in Sector 6 Beta. Pirates, Draxul remnants, had attacked, overwhelming our defenses. The Ascendant was the closest ship, but we were hours away. I gave the order to depart, my spiracles flaring with frustration. The humans would have to wait. Reyes overheard, her face hardening. Pirates, huh? How bad? Bad enough, I replied, unwilling to elaborate. This is collective business. She nodded, then turned to her crew. Prep the Endurance. We're going with them. I stared. You have no stake in this. Maybe not, she said, shrugging. But we don't sit by when someone's in trouble. Call it a habit. Against my better judgment, I allowed it. The Endurance followed us, a rickety shadow trailing our wake. I expected them to falter, to turn back. They didn't. We arrived to chaos. The outpost burned, its spires cracked and leaking atmosphere. Draxul ships, sleek, predatory, swarmed like insects, their weapons carving through our hulls. The Ascendant engaged, our beams slicing the void with precision. But there were too many, their numbers overwhelming our calculations. Then the Endurance charged in. It moved like a wounded beast, erratic and fearless, diving into the fray. Missiles erupted from its hull, crude but effective, tearing through Draxul shields. Reyes' voice crackled over the comms, sharp and defiant. Focus fire on their lead ship. We'll draw the rest. I watched, stunned, as the humans baited the enemy, their ship spinning and weaving through a storm of plasma. The Ascendant adjusted, our beams finding targets as the Draxul scattered. Together, we pushed them back, the outpost survivors signaling gratitude. When the last pirate fled, the Endurance limped back, its hull scorched and leaking. Reyes appeared on our view screen, sweat streaking her face, a grin splitting her lips. Told you we punch hard. I couldn't respond. My spiracles buzzed, my mind racing. They'd risked everything. For us, for strangers. It defied logic, defied order. And yet it worked. The aftermath was quiet. The humans repaired their ship with a speed that baffled us, welding plates and rerouting systems with tools that looked ancient. I met Reyes on the outpost, her suit patched with tape, her eyes bright. Why? I asked, my voice low. Why help us? She shrugged, wiping grime from her hands. Because we could. Because it's what we do. That's not an answer. It's the only one I've got. She paused, then added, you think we're weak because we're messy, but that mess, it's how we survive, how we win. I looked past her, at Earth's distant glow on our sensors. The map ended there, I realized, not because it was empty, but because no one dared cross it. Not out of fear, but awe. The collective had conquered stars, but these humans, they defied them. Weeks later, I submitted my report. The Council would read of Earth, of humans, of a species that shouldn't exist yet did. I wrote of their chaos, their courage, their impossible strength, and in the margins, I scrawled a note, *, do not provoke, observe only. The galaxy would hear of them soon enough, and no one I knew would dare ask why the map stopped at human space. Not anymore.